What scientific evidence exists to prove God's existence? Well, I've been trying to talk about it for an hour, so that person hasn't been listening. But maybe they have, and they haven't quite understood that what I'm claiming is, firstly, God's fingerprints are to be seen at different levels in nature. First of all, the sheer impression of glory as you look out on a galaxy at night. And that has impressed many, many people who are not scientists, but it has impressed scientists. The great philosopher Kant says, the starry heavens above me and the moral law within me. Those two things convinced him of God. Kant was not an atheist, by the way, in case you've been taught he was. But then there's the kind of thing that I quoted from Alan Sandage, who's the astronomer, that the only explanation that makes sense is God. And that's one of my main reasons. I look at all the explanations I'm offered. The God explanation makes sense. It makes sense of mathematics because mathematics is a rational discipline. It makes sense of the fact that mathematics can describe the universe out there. And then, of course, I believe that in biology, DNA and its structure, in the nature of its complexity, not its complexity, but the nature of it. Antony Flew was a world-famous atheist. He was a Richard Dawkins when I was a young person. And he came to believe in God. Why? Because someone told him that DNA is written in a language. And he said, the only explanation I can have for that that makes sense is God. So in all of those ways. But that's only the start of the evidence for God. Science doesn't tell us everything, and certainly not about God. It can point towards God. But you've got to bring in history and experience as well. Because you see, Christianity claims to be a historical revelation. It's geared into history. It talks about a person and what he did and where he lived. And it claims that he died and he rose again and he ascended. Now those are claims that are historical. And we can test them historically, as people will be explaining to you this week.